Welcome to Book Club The Yappening, a podcast where we discuss books and yap about life as we please. We want to make sure this remains a safe space, so please see the description for trigger warnings and helpful links below. A reminder, we will be spoiling this book, so pause, go back to read, and come back to yap. Welcome, yappers, to the first floor of Dungeon Crawler Carl! Don't forget to yap, yap, yap!
Today is gonna be the day we're gonna explain Dungeon Crawler Carl.
Oh, my crown!
I have not read any of them or listened to the audiobooks. I am going in completely blind. So I'm excited.
We are tag teaming Brittney.
Yeah. It's just like that dream. No, I'm just...
I was like, wait, is this my high five? This is mine? I'm excited. I'm on book 5.
I just started 2 because I've been focusing on 1. I don't want to get too far ahead.
I did the proper canon event where I did Red Rising first, and then I'll go to Dungeon Crawler Carl.
You were the embodiment of that TikTok.
Yeah.
It was like Akatar, Throne of Glass, Red Rising, Dungeon Crawler Carl.
Correct, yeah. And I'm really enjoying Red Rising, honestly. I wanted you guys to tell me Dungeon Crawler Carl before I experienced it, so I was going to read it, just not anytime in the near future. So I am glad I started Red Rising, but unfortunately...
You should join us and you'll get a shirt.
You'll get a shirt!
Nice!
I got a Dungeon Crawler Carl shirt. It's really cool in the back, but I'm not getting up. But it's like the Akira movie crossed with Dungeon Crawler Carl, and there's Mongo if you know, and Donut if you know. But if you don't know, you're gonna know today.
Gonna learn today.
You're gonna learn today.
What a big donut look like today.
And look,
Mongo Donut. Why am I still wearing headphones?
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm wearing a crown for my queen bee, Miss Donut.
I'm wearing a cat with a.
We had the pin of the week.
I don't know.
It's a slasher. It was a
butcher's knife. Butcher's. Blade?
Yeah, a butcher knife. It's slasher cats. So that is Leatherface.
And I just thought it was appropriate for today.
Yeah.
So how we're gonna be doing this series? We're tag teaming it. So,
yeah, you are.
Just like Brittney.
Yeah. We're tag teaming her through the whole thing. So I will be doing the second floor.
Yeah.
Yapping.
Second book.
Yeah, you're the evens and he's the odds.
Yes.
Which tracks.
Yeah.
So technically the first... If we're getting into technicalities, I think the first book's like 3 fucking floors.
First 2, second one starts with 3, and I'm pretty sure is the entirety of the book.
The moving forward, the rest of the books are all on 1 floor.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
So they having even reached double digits by the 8th book.
I don't know, because it could jump floors in the future, but
you're only up to 5. But okay, fair enough. No spoilers.
All right, Nick, take it away. Take me back like a week and a half ago.
Yeah, you as someone who barely reads, you were flying through. Not barely, but you have
I barely
got
do
a lot
read.
of spoon. You don't got a lot of spoons. You got a lot of fucking pies in the oven, etc. You just out here.
As you say, I'm burning the candle at both ends.
Yeah, you are.
A lot of fingers in the oven. Wait a minute.
A lot of fingers in the candles.
Oh my god. But it's a testament to how much I love this book series right now.
I know.
It is my new Roman Empire.
I love that for you. And it's making you happy, which makes me happy. So
Carl has replaced gay FBI agents, but not the ones in your heart.
Not the ones in my heart.
I know. I mean, we could still
do
more.
No, we're getting back into that.
Yeah,
100%.
we can absolutely.
I'm just going through a crawling detour.
Yeah, you are. She is a mood reader. Every time we try to schedule her reads out, she immediately is like, I don't want to do that. You know, like the Hunger Games. We have an actual episode recorded, and I don't know when that one's going to get posted, but we recorded it before Nick and I lost power. And
it's still,
okay. It's still waiting. It'll be eventually.
It'll be eventually. Another thing too. I forgot. I'm adjusting to new medication. So,
yeah. Also, it's Friday, and
yeah.
You know, we've been working all week. You have a stressful job. I am in peak season for my job, which is really, really fun for me. Not great for my brain cells. My manager yesterday told me to take my 1 brain cell and go have a break.
That was crazy. I had like the most sincere compliment I've ever gotten, and I just wanted to cry after I got the compliment. I told my therapist, I'm like, I didn't know what to do with it.
Yeah, well, nothing, but that's fine.
Nothing really happened to me special at work.
You talked to that one guy about that one thing.
What? Can we yap about this, or are we yapping after?
We can. It went like this. Not
Oh, now I
he's
remember what it was.
yeah, he's watching House of the Dragon on his phone, and he turns to me and asks, "Have I ever watched that or Game of Thrones?" I said, "I've seen Game of Thrones, first season of House of the Dragon, and nothing since." And we talked for a bit, and he goes, "Yeah, it's a shame that he never got to finish those books." I go, "Huh?" He goes, "Yeah, he died before he finished them, and his kids are like supposed to be finishing them up." I I know it's incorrect, so I'm
Is he
dwelling on
talking
it.
about Anne Rice?
No, he's talking about
No, because I think
Tolkien.
she's still alive. I think.
Oh, Tolkien, yeah.
I think she died, but I think it was recently, but I don't know
Yeah,
for
she
sure.
died recently, and her son took
Well,
over
or did she?
heading the show. Or did she? She a vampire now?
Good for her, honestly.
Yeah, no. So I'm dwelling on it. I'm thinking, total shot in the dark. You're thinking of George R.R. Martin. Are you thinking of J.R.R. Tolkien, who I'm pretty sure I'm not the resident expert. Please correct me. Whose kids I think put together the Silmarillion from his notes.
We could break out a Ouija board and talk to someone who would absolutely know that answer for you, but
Anne Rice.
yes.
Hey, Tolkien, are you with the High Elves now? I started watching the first movie the other day.
We watch them every year for my birthday. We do Hobbit Day.
I remember that. I was like, wait, Brittney does Hobbit Day, because they were like talking about second breakfast.
Yeah, we did that the year after my dad died. Because I actually got him those movies extended edition for Christmas, and then had to obviously return it, which was like a bummer. So I was like, let's just do this like really nice thing, and then we liked it so much we did it again last year. And that was a lot of, or this past. It was good.
Yeah.
Oh, I do remember my side note tangent. So I was saying, so I'm such a mood reader that I was listening to this first Dungeon Crawler Carl book for the longest fucking time that we put it off because of me. And then suddenly I'm like, I'm on book 3.
I know. You flew through
Yeah,
that shit.
you started the series before I did.
Yeah.
I finished the first book before you did.
We listened to it like 3 times before I did like finish.
Yeah.
But then you moved on because you didn't have an episode to write right off the bat.
Right.
Yeah, I just moved the fuck on, and I was like, I'm gonna enjoy listening to this again.
Which, in some sense, is like, hey, enjoy your read. Don't just read for the sake of yapping.
That's what I tell you guys. You got to read it once for the plot, and then you do it the second time for the notes.
And
when you do audiobooks, that's so much easier to do. I'm sorry.
No, I love
and that's the way to do it.
Mhm.
Also, if you're probably an audiobook listener, if you're not, listen to the Dungeon Crawler Carl audiobook. Jeff
Hayes.
Yeah, Jeff Hayes does all of the voices, and they're also unique. It's wild to think about.
I need to
God, he's amazing.
When we get to the this, which we're doing in February, the Reformatory, the audiobook narrator for the Reformatory, oh my god. She just out here, like you guys say, super unique voices for each individual character.
Talented voice
actors. So good, yeah.
And also there is, I think it's called like sound theater, where it's basically they turn it into like an audio movie. They got like I don't think there's narration, but they got like sound effects going on.
I just had 2 audiobooks that did the same thing.
I will say, because it's not that crazy of a spoiler, but by book 5, it is now being introduced as SoundCloud, I believe. Or was it book 8 that I accidentally opened? One of them, anyways, because they're like, maybe this will be on SoundCloud in the future. It truly is.
Oh. Well, I know at the end of the first one, because I listened to it today, it ends with Carl being like, hey, maybe one day this will get turned into like a full audio production that sounds just like this, and it's just a little snippet of like explosions and a cat
I'm so excited to
yowling.
Yeah,
so that I will definitely be coming back to that at some point. Also be made into a potential series from Seth MacFarlane.
It seems like that's like a go, like it's an actual
Peacock,
like they're
everything.
They're doing the do. I saw like a article about like casting or whatever.
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of fan casting because people keep suggesting Jensen Ackles or the most recent actor who played.
He would be amazing. He would be an amazing Carl.
He's almost twice Carl's age.
Fuck, I don't care.
Don't be ageist.
Oh my god, he's still fine as fuck.
It's not a question of fineness.
We support the EEOC.
Ah, you got me there, yeah. The newest Superman is like another fan cast. And then like the only actor I know of that is like in the right age range is the one who played Billy in Stranger Things.
No.
And I cannot see him as a good guy ever.
I love him.
No.
Not even that. He's a fabulous actor. He's not my Carl.
Not my Carl.
Not my Carl.
Shall we?
Should we get to yapping?
Let's get to yap. I mean, we were yapping.
It's a yap heavy episode. We're slap happy. I chugged like half a thing of Red Bull.
I'm adjusting, getting that serotonin boost.
Yeah, you are. Oh. I felt the floor vibrate under my butt, and I was like, what is happening? It's probably Eddie running over something downstairs.
Eddie shouldn't be running yet, so it's probably someone driving by. Because our road is ungraded. Anyways, this is Dungeon Crawler Carl by Matt Dinniman. Scooch.
Dinner.
At 2:23 a.m., the world got transformed. Everything connected with the Earth got sucked into the ground, leaving it mostly barren. If you were inside any structure, you were crushed, as every building was injected into the crust. Carl is staring at his neighbor's head. Less than a second ago, she was leaning out her window asking why he was in negative temperatures in boxers and his ex-girlfriend's pink Crocs, and why a cat was screaming. The cat is Princess Donut. Tortoiseshell Persian, just seeing you.
I'm sorry, I love this fucking book so much.
That wasn't a critique or anything, just out of the corner of my eye, like, you're enjoying it.
Oh, yeah.
I love it.
She's like watching my face for like reaction.
Yeah, I'm waiting.
It's like showing someone your favorite movie. You get it? You like it?
You like it? Do you like it?
It's
the opening credits, but isn't it awesome?
very immediately giving Hitchhiker's Guide.
I referenced that in like a second.
Yeah.
So Princess Donut, a tortoiseshell Persian, Regal award-winning. Their face is smashed flat like they were grown in a cube just a little bit too small. She had jumped out the apartment window onto a tree branch, realized her mistake, but couldn't figure out how to get back inside. So Carl, 27, a former Marine tech living in Seattle, leaves his apartment building, saving them both. Yeah. Saving them both from what I call a pancakening. I said that weird. A pancakening. His ex-girlfriend Beatrice is on vacation when she posts a current picture with an ex. She might be cheating on him. She doesn't bring him lasagna at work, and that's all the evidence I need. Reference to Clerks. Most girlfriends don't bring, or most women girlfriends don't bring you lasagna at work. They just cheat on you.
Well, I used to bring you lunch every Friday.
Yeah, that's lasagna.
And you were in that camp.
It wasn't lasagna.
But it's the
Yeah.
It was Subway, which is a different kind of layered
food item.
It wasn't Subway. It was Jersey Mike's. Get it together. It was Jersey Mike's.
Maybe it's just because I got a lot of Subway from that time period.
Oh no! It was when you were at the other place that was near Subway. I would come up and we would go get Subway together.
Got it.
But when you went to the smaller place, I would bring you Jersey Mike's. Or one time I brought you Chipotle, and I remember the guys at Chipotle are like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm taking my boyfriend lunch at work," and they're like, "Oh my god, get you a girl like that!" I'm just like, guys, relax. Like,
but seriously, get you a girl like that.
Not like Beatrice.
No.
No Beatrice.
Where was I? She doesn't bring him lasagna and work, and that's all the evidence I need. Which is why he's freezing his nuts off, saving a cat in a tree like a half-naked fireman in a charity calendar.
Can I interject?
Huh?
Can I mention why he would chase after her?
Sure.
Or did you already mention it?
She jumped onto the branch.
So the premise of what I thought was funny is Carl went after Donut because Donut is a multi-champion like show cat and is worth a ton of money, and if he loses the cat, Beatrice is going to fucking die.
Okay. I know you mentioned that she was like
award-winning.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get more into that. I just figured like it's an animal, it's a pet, it's practically a member of the family.
But it's like on the deeper level that you are precisely that's what, and we will get to it.
Yeah, even if
in a deeper level, he truly is going after Donut because he loves her.
Yeah, I mean, I jumping ahead a bit here, but
sorry.
No, they kind of don't like each other, but there's a like just family love. Yeah, I'll leave it for when I want to jump too far ahead.
Like me and Fig. We very much have like the tumultuous like teenage daughter mother relationship.
The past 2 days, the number of times I have heard, "Don't you start it with me."
But also I've been burned the fuck out,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I don't have the
I
patience
mean-
on a good day, and I really don't have it today, girl.
I really meant like the past 2 days.
I almost started crying yesterday while I was trying to make us sandwiches.
And she just
Like, I'm not even kidding.
counter.
I know. I was like, bitch, please.
All at once, nearly everything is stomped into the earth like a tent spike under an invisible boot. A voice is telepathically heard and subtitled, reminiscent of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Everyone left is informed that since humanity didn't submit an appeal, that we forfeited our planetary mineral rights.
Okay.
So because we didn't fill out the proper paperwork and have it turned in by a certain time when we didn't even realize there was life beyond our planet,
But does Carl have his towel?
he has boxers and pink Crocs.
Boxers and
Rookie
pink
mistake.
Crocs.
Yep.
Gotta have your towel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The globe is transformed by the Borant Corporation, the train into a dungeon. The world has become a video game, like exactly a video game. Levels, heads-up displays, inventory management systems, stats, mini-map. But this isn't a game like Squid Game. This is life and death. I'm taking that again. But this isn't a game like Squid Game. This is life and death, like Mr. Beast's Squid Game.
Oh, I like don't want to support it, but I want to watch it at the same time.
He for real?
Yes.
Survivors that use the entrances that have appeared everywhere are now players in the game, dubbed crawlers. 13 million remain. Like there are 13 million substantially sized living organisms left on the planet. Not all of them human. Animals count. Like animals will wander into the dungeon. They don't last super long, but 13 million souls, I guess.
And you're not required to go into the dungeon.
Yeah,
the
it's an
doors
option.
pop up, and you got a certain time frame to go into them.
Like
I
an hour
believe.
or two to decide.
Mhm.
And if you're like asleep outside during this time, oops. Carl does.
Does like a camper or a tent count as like a structure?
Don't
I
think
would
so.
assume I would assume anything that had a structure collapse, but a tent wouldn't necessarily kill you.
The only thing I know of that like remains is a bike, like street lamps. I'm sure there's like still a road to some extent, but the only thing left that I remember being mentioned is just a bicycle.
Yeah, I'll give it a little bit more context, but it is just buildings. Like, so anything with a solid structure, like down, anything with a car, crunched. Any type of enclosure, crunched.
Okay.
So,
I was just curious. Doesn't matter.
the trees are still standing,
To,
though.
to get the mental picture, I get it.
It was just
Yeah, I mean,
like
if you
hypothetical, like
Think of everything's flat and there's just trees at this point.
and if you like don't go into the dungeons, you're like starting from square one. You have no shelter. You're on your own for
No
the.
phone.
rags to riches.
There's no riches.
There's no rags.
The aliens
Is
took all the minerals.
What you're wearing. Those are rags. Carl knows that it's 2 in the morning for him, so there are probably a lot more crawlers in other time zones and hemispheres. They have 1 hour to enter the first level dungeon before the entrances are closed off. I'm going to slow it down now. And then they will have 5 days to find the stairway to level 2. They keep going down within the time frame. There should be 18 levels in all, but no one has ever made it. I think they made it to level 13. Like, they've reached the stairway, but no one has ever made it like past that point in the history of the games. And there are other games besides like dungeon crawling. There are ones that were just a straight up battle royale.
So Alice in Borderland.
Kinda. It depends on what alien corporation is ruling the game that.
Yeah, pretty much.
season.
But I mean, more like Hunger Games.
Well,
Like it's not like game for survival. It's kill everyone else, which is also kind of Dungeon Crawler Carl.
also, yeah, I mean,
Yeah, dungeon, like you can have multiple winners that can make it through the dungeon, but we're humans.
I mean, I could have named any number of like properties or just other titles where it's Battle Royale. Battle Royale. The movie, the book, Battle Royale.
Battle Royale.
Well, that's why I find this one interesting because, like, this is one where your goal is not necessarily to fight everybody to the absolute death. Your goal is to, like, just get through. And first person through, I think it's a portion of Earth's minerals.
I'm not sure. I mean, I would guess that, yeah, they get some kind of. Okay. I know that they are offered something at some point in the game, probably like some kind of buyout.
I
Like
do know about the buyout.
like
stuff
a
in,
deal or no
later.
deal kind of thing. Like, hey, stop right now and you'll get X, Y, Z, and whatever else. And I know he just said like dungeon crawler, the dungeon games. It's like kill or be killed kind of thing. It's more like do whatever you like, work as a team, go solo, whatever you want. It's not strictly battle royale. So I take that back.
You have team parties.
So 18 levels. Carl and Donut take the stairs down into the former Earth, and Donut jumps through the door Carl opens when they reach the bottom. He gets a slew of achievement notifications resulting in loot boxes for bringing a cat with him, going into a dungeon unarmed, being one of the first 5,000 crawlers, not wearing pants.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I got an achievement for not wearing pants. Instead, I just get escorted out of places.
That's true.
No shirt, no shoes, no service, and no pants.
Yeah.
You know what? So fair.
Anyways.
Sorry.
So he needs to find a tutorial guild to get some answers and some shoes in his size when he runs into goblins on a murder dozer. It's basically, think of a steamroller with spikes on the end.
Yeah.
I think I've seen pictures.
It's the cover if you've seen the cover.
Put
Put up the cover.
Goblins.
Hmm?
I forgot about the goblins.
I like the goblins.
I love the goblins too.
He runs away and spots a plain-looking door he realizes is a tutorial guild. There are different guilds run by different masters, but basically once you enter one, that's your guild master from that point forward. The door opens a crack, and a ratman compared to Master Splinter peeks through, telling Carl he can't open the door with a mob outside. Mob is like, enemies. Bad, not crawlers. NPCs to some extent. He can't open the door because there's a mob outside. Rules are rules. Carl finally fights back, beating a goblin's head into the floor while Donut has had enough and sneaks in through the crack.
Good for her.
The rat relents and lets Carl come in to get the cat. The rat's name is Mordecai, and he isn't really a rat. He took the option to shapeshift and change his form. Every new level he teleports to as a guildmaster.
Mordecai's my pansexual dream.
He's whoever you want him to be.
I love
Whoever you want them to be.
Oh.
Worried that the goblins will go get more of them and come back, Carl runs back out. The murder dozer is stuck. He hops on, throws one off, and beats the goblin engineer with his own cooking pot helmet before jumping down several feet, landing on an engineer like a comically large hammer on a watermelon. The dozer is about to blow, so he runs back into the safe zone and survives. To simplify things, there's the Syndicate, which controls the various games that run. Then there's the Born Corporation that sponsors this season. So think of the Syndicate as like the NFL, and Born is Budweiser, Pepsi, sports betting apps, and prescription drugs that do a variety of things to our humans' own dungeon crawler. Penis. Mordecai explains the Syndicate seeds planets across the universe with 6 different species, and after they've progressed, return and reshape the planet, forcing that species into various games. Now, with dungeon crawling, there's a kind of battle royale, so it's literal planetary Hunger Game. Crawlers need to gain followers and therefore ratings to receive loot boxes from sponsors. The whole thing is streamed intergalactically for quintillions of eyes.
Ooh.
So aliens are real, and the games that they play are the answer to how and why are we here. First contact with said aliens being dropped off was around the time the pyramids were built. As Carl puts it, the asshole on TV with the crazy hair was right. Aliens. For those that run the games and the guildmasters, why did I say it like that? Those who run the games and the guildmasters spend decades understanding Earth's culture as it progresses, which is how Mordecai references the Wizard of Oz, except you'll never get to see behind the curtain. Or why the announcer AI calls goblin engineers the incels of the goblin world, because they will attack women first. That wasn't funny, but I was laughing at her response, just, huh.
Well,
fucking
Sad.
goblins.
Anyways.
Oh.
Donut knocks Mordecai's mother's urn off of a shelf and craps in the ashes.
No.
So yeah, just I don't need to explain it to you, but just for any yappers out there who are not necessarily who need the description, just picture like a video game. You have like a heads-up display, health bars. There is mana, so you can use magic to some extent.
Visible inventory.
An inventory system. I think I mentioned a mini map that you can kind of mentally click and pull up to like a maxi map. You can physically put things on or drink potions, or you can just like click them in your inventory and you'll like do it automatically. So yeah, it's kind of cool. You can set up like hotkeys and stuff just to get to things really quickly. But I can't picture how it would work in like real life, but just if it's a video game, okay, makes sense. Sold.
Yeah.
The gates close. 10 million of the 13 million survivors make it into level 1. Again, not all of them human. Carl has listed skills for anything he can think of, but can minimize the unimportant ones. So he leaves up strength, intelligence, charisma, that whole...
Uniqueness, nerve, talent.
Yes. The most important, slay. Mordecai whispers to Carl that whatever they offer, don't take it. It's not worth it until level 12, and even then, negotiate. Did I mention this is his last game as Guildmaster? He's one game away from retirement. I'm just saying. New achievement! You've killed a mob! You're a murderer! He probably had a family.
Legitimate.
You don't gotta tell me all that.
Legit.
No, I mean, like, if I were in the game, it's like...
It gets worse.
I didn't choose
gets
to do
worse.
this.
And so much better at the same time.
New achievement! You've killed an armed mob with your bare fucking hands! Holy crap, dude. That's kinda fucked up. New achievement! Boom! You've caused a wall-shaking explosion within the dungeon. Last time the walls shook like this was when your mom came over for a visit.
Whoa, Mom, relax.
The AI is spicy.
Ooh, spicy. New achievement! Level up, baby! You received enough experience to gain a level. Reward? Leveling up is your job. You don't get rewards for doing your job.
I wish I did.
Same.
I know, right? I don't think I wrote it down, but something happens, and then that would make you my bitch. Wait a minute. Reward? Bitches don't get rewards. Except some do.
I get stitches.
Yeah.
I'm gonna re-listen to the first book. Oh god, so good.
Carl gets a premium pet biscuit that has a 50-50 chance of a good outcome. He decides not to feed it to Donut, but she steals it and immediately cocoons in a jelly-like substance. She emerges slightly larger and talks.
Nice.
With a British accent and a royal attitude.
Good for her.
Acting like a true princess, she treats Carl as a servant hired by Beatrice, but verbally upgrades his inconsequential title to bodyguard. She has higher intelligence, strength, and charisma than Carl, now that she is a crawler rather than a pet. So she leads the party, designating them the Royal Court of Princess Donut.
Nice.
She gets a tome of Magic Missile, and a crown she doesn't read the description of because purple is her color. The enchanted crown of the Sepsis Whore means she's now in line for a succession for Blood Sultanate. 15% chance to inflict sepsis debuff, and when they reach the 9th floor, they need to eliminate every member in the lineage to continue on. Mordecai whispers that thanks to that, Carl might be better off leaving the party. He refuses. And Mordecai whispers this as an aside, like, hey, it's probably not a good idea. You may want to just cut your losses. I know.
Leave her down.
Yeah. And Carl's like, no.
Ride or die. I mean, I definitely wouldn't leave.
I can never leave a donut.
My figuroni.
Donut's my queen bee.
They get just a bunch of loot boxes. They get a tattoo that lets them pass through goblin areas, a Batman-like cloak, a troll skin shirt that the troll ladies will love, whether you want them to or not, a toe ring that increases his strength, and then a bunch of crap weapons that don't compare to his just pure unarmed brute strength. Carl equips his gear, and the party sets off. Carl wants to gain XP and level up. Donut wants to practice catchphrases and strategize. As a showcat and of high intelligence, she wants to impress the audience with for followers and admirers and sponsors and loot. I don't know why I said it like that. Her demeanor and treatment of Carl nearly causes them to split up, but she apologizes and says she's a true princess, but she'll try not to be too much of an asshole.
Carl.
That was pretty good. Donut.
God damn it, donut.
She also spills she knows Carl likes her more than he lets on. Before the collapse, but after Carl dumped B, he was looking at cat-friendly apartments instead of taking Donut to his ex's parents. He was planning.
Cat-friendly apartments.
He was
to
planning on
steal
catnapping her.
Catnapping. Which Donut calls him on him. Sorry.
Donut has a love-hate relationship with the cat shows, but enjoys watching Carl get fragged repeatedly because boy does he suck at video games. Except for Frogger.
They do mention Frogger in the first book then, because it does come up again. And I was like, why are they talking about Frogger? I'm so confused.
I knew that it would. I kind of expected it to be like endgame kind of deal. I mentioned this at some point, but I've seen people call this thing. This book has a Chekhov's inventory, where no matter what it is, it will come back at some point, no matter how like useless you think it is.
Mm-hmm. That's I mean, that's pretty much like Game of Thrones, Walking Dead rules. Like,
oh yeah, like
if you don't see them die, they're going to come back at some point.
Yeah.
Where I'm at, it's honestly exciting seeing some of the people come back.
Yeah. So yeah, you see what they pick up or the kind of loot they get, and sure they could just sell it at a shop, but then I got nothing. But knowing he's going to come back in some way, shape, or form, I'm excited to see where that goes. They stomp roach-type things called scatterers to level up and come across a bad llama. How bad? Spitting lava and selling crystal meth bad. Not Heisenberg grade, trailer park grade.
No.
Carl throat punches it, causing the lava to get stuck, and it kills the llama. They get meth as a pharmaceutical item. They hear a scream and then a gunshot. They go the other way. Smart. The dungeons are a strange mix of what used to be Earth and miscellaneous parts of other previous worlds. The dungeons seem to be tunnels with dead ends and junctions, but there are bits with remnants of the things that were sucked into the ground. Bathrooms have randomized signs in different languages from all over the world, and the safe rooms will be like fast food restaurants from just all over the world, but it depends on which one you go to. Some of them have like a single item, some have a vending machine with 3 items in it, and then some will be like, hey, I can make anything you want. What do you want? What can I get you? Yogurt?
Yeah.
It may not taste like yogurt, but you'll get yogurt.
Donut gets yogurt.
It's not about the yogurt.
I think for it is about the yogurt.
Oh, what? Am I lost? Oh.
She said yogurt and Princess Donut gets yogurt.
Oh. I don't remember. Did she really get yogurt?
It's what B used to feed her. Not too much because too much is bad for her. I don't know.
Well, yeah.
I mean, ours is kind of lactose intolerant anyways.
She looks at cream and she fucking pukes.
So bathrooms have randomized signs in different languages from all over the world. They're also placed every quarter mile or so, and personalized for each crawler. So if I use up a toilet paper roll and Brittney draws a smiley face on the first sheet of hers, the next time you open a door, you'll be greeted by a smiley face, and the next time I open the door, I'm shit out of luck. So it's personalized depending on who's occupying the room at the time and who opens the door.
Okay.
Magic, but that kind of like magic that is actually advanced technology that we don't understand. Previous dungeons had forgotten about restrooms and had a problem with crawlers relieving themselves in the hallways on camera. Remember that. Luckily, in this game, they just patched the bug that makes you explode if you use the bathroom. Remember that. Also, something to remember, inventories are time locked, so you can put food in there and it doesn't go bad. It just stays in like stasis.
You can also keep liquids in your inventory. Keep note of that when we get to book 3.
I'm gonna forget.
Well, no, it'll be your episode, so you will not.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, it's your episode. Don't you worry.
I brought up the fast food restaurants. They find a repurposed restaurant staffed by a dwarvish creature who can make nearly anything. Carl says, make him whatever, and gets donut yogurt. Donut yogurt, I'm sure, has a good flavor. So he gets some kind of vindaloo. I think it might have been chicken, but he gets a good spice level of vindaloo, and he's like, I've never had this before, but it's the best thing I've ever tasted. he wants to order like 3 more plates and then lick the plate clean while he's waiting for the next one to come, but he stops himself.
Well,
He's had a day, so he deserves a little treat. But
Also, the food's really apparently fucking good.
well,
Yeah.
Vindaloo's Indian, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel we've had it, right?
yeah, I'm sure we have.
I'm almost positive we have. It's really, really good, but yeah, eating like a fuck ton of it would be problematic, especially if toilets are concerning.
Yeah, you get the wrong. He gets the right spice level. You get the wrong spice level, that is a problem.
Yeah.
So they get a room. Donut curls up in the crook of his neck, and for the first time in about 12 hours, they sleep. Donut gets opens the loot box and gets Talisman of the Slave Butterfly as a loot box. A bell, so winged fairies are no longer hostile, and makes her more agile. So there is a play structure from said fast food restaurant.
Mhm.
She's just running and jumping all over that thing.
Nice. Good for her.
So they wake up the next cycle. Since day and night are kind of meaningless, they strategize and decide to take on more of the roach things. If things get dicey, they can just run back to the safe room. Donut convinces Carl to throw some goblin dynamite into a room full of bugs. Bing, bang, boom. Emphasis on boom. The dynamite is so unstable it should enter the UFC. They decimate the bugs, but upon entering, boss music plays. A large, extra extra large Hispanic woman rises from the room resembling hoarders. It's just full of like trash, garbage, refuse. I'll leave
Ew.
both.
What?
I think there are like diapers in there.
Oh well.
A 15-foot tall, extra thick woman crying in Spanish, which Carl doesn't understand.
Oh, the Spanish speaking lady. Oh no. Sorry. It took me
Oh,
back.
yeah.
It took me back.
Oh yeah.
The dynamite took out a good chunk of her health, and she vomits up these roaches that they've been stomping on. Buglemia is a terrible affliction.
Yeah, yeah. This is the part where, and if I'm jumping ahead, I'm sorry. This is where Carl's realizing that this is a person and he can't understand her, and like it seems like she's trying to ask for help, but she can't, and she's just whatever she's doing is destructive. He's like, I need to stop her, but I don't want to.
Yeah, I bring that up later.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're
I
fine.
was like, am I?
You're not wrong
my
for
heart breaking
Yeah.
for the right reasons.
I mean, just because she's like just ultra large, like in stature, she's like crying. Like, what are you supposed to do in that situation? You're also like they're trapped in the room. Like bars come down over the doors, and you can't leave until like 2 enter, 1 leave kind of deal.
It's a boss fight, yeah.
The ballerina is like a garbage landfill. Carl chokes her with a chain that's usually used to restrain dogs, and then beats her to death. The hoarder hadn't attacked them once. She just vomited up scatterers and cried in Spanish, and you do feel bad for her.
Well, yeah.
Carl has yet to receive shoes or pants, but at least the lack of shoes makes sense, because for one, the AI that runs the dungeon has a foot fetish. Not a joke.
It's not a joke.
And
What happened to the Crocs?
they were his ex-girlfriends. They're too small for him, so when he kicks
He
them
kicked
off.
them off
Okay,
before he
okay,
entered
okay.
the dungeon.
Got it.
Like trying to run down a hallway from a murder dozer. He's like, no, screw this.
Okay.
And for two, they're on a reality show. It's better drama to not give contestants what they want, like shoes, pants, a loving relationship, liquids that aren't alcohol. Donut gets a...
I was going to say, is this Love is Blind?
That was a reference.
Okay.
Donut gets a torchlight spell. Carl gets a fog spell. Spiked knee pads and more explosives. And I brought up Chekhov's inventory because they get, so much loot that, like, it probably will come back at some point, but if I went through every single item, this would be a Brittney-length episode.
I'm sorry.
Don't be. But, like, I'm trying to mention as much as I can, just in case it does come back later. If it ends up being nothing or just, like, a kind of one-off, oops.
What?
They find a crawler's body from where they heard the gunshot. They investigate Rebecca W., naked and looted except for an apple core. Her description lists Frank Hugh as the killer. So now a mystery's afoot. The AI loves that. So when 10 million made it into the dungeon, there's now 4,006,002. Half the population gone.
Yeah.
They need to move around the dungeon faster. Just below the crust, the entire world is level 1. Then they move down to level 2. And the lands will get smaller as you get closer to the core. And they got that kind of deal where if you haven't explored or been to that part of the map, it doesn't show up, so it's just like dark gray space, and you can't see. You can't map it out. Thanks to Carl's goblin tattoo and Donut's Riz, they can talk to the goblins now, even if they are still initially as friendly as a girl dad, allowing a well-meaning boy into his house for the first time. Donut names the male goblins Face, Murdoch, and B.A. Carl left man channels on the TV, so she had noise when they left the apartment. Several named after the A-Team take the royal court to their workshop, where shamankas, which are shaman version of goblins, and I think they're all women, like, level up a higher level, some they aspire to be. The shamankas are as friendly as a boy mom when their son gets engaged to someone that isn't them. The girlies are covered in piercings that would take 20 minutes to remove before they could go through a metal detector. Donut asks if it's a daddy thing. Part of the shamanka's description is that to complete their training, they need to fuck, eat, or cook their parents. Most of them don't choose to cook. Not a fucking joke.
I don't like that.
Dungeon Crawler Carl.
New achievement.
Like,
Grossed out.
Here's the thing. I would so, okay, cool. They don't choose to, cook, right? But so eating is another option. Why would you rather eat your parents than to cook them?
It would make sense to cook and eat. I'm sure it's partially for a joke, but also we don't know what kind of trauma they go through. I mean, if it is a daddy thing, they were probably just massively abused for.
Or it could be so ingrained in their culture that's just what they're expected to do, and it's just normal.
And just putting up with the engineers, the incel goblins. I'm sure they got a lot of rage. The shamankas break down and lament what they did to get where they are. So it is a daddy thing. Donut names them Lorelai and Rory. Beatrice left female channels on when she left the house. Carl wants a vehicle. The goblin looked at me as if I just asked her to eat a Twinkie out of my ass. They are willing to trade. The only thing Carl has that they don't is low-grade meth. The Gobos make him a vehicle, modify it so it isn't a piece of crap, show him how to use it, and give him a shit ton of coal to power it in exchange for a baggie and whom they got it from. Did we just start a drug war between the goblins and the llamas?
They did.
They try to seduce Carl while high, but Donut breaks the fourth wall and says, that isn't this kind of narrative. She says, banging monster girls is not, we're not doing this, maybe next time. Donut asks the shamankas if they want to come along. She's gotten kind of used to them. They probably give really good pets, and also they have a lot of body art to swat at. They are also more agreeable than Carl. But no, because of her charisma, lower level monsters, they just automatically agree with her.
Nice.
So even if they didn't have Carl's tattoo, they would still kind of do her bidding. And
she gets so cocky for it too.
Same with the fast food workers. She can be nice to them and they will do her bidding because they are employees. But also, she has an influence over that because of her high charisma. And then one point they mentioned strength obviously has it changes your physical capabilities. Same with charisma. Intelligence and wisdom, not so much. That just really powers your mana. It doesn't mean you're actually smarter. It depends on the stat itself.
Oh, and the exchange too is her constitution is very low, so she's very weak in health and stuff like that. So
yeah, so she needs to not get into physical altercations. And she's got her magic missile, which is pretty powerful. And it's one of those ones where the more you use it, the more it gains experience. Kind of like Oblivion. What was it? Jumping. Your acrobatics go up. So for the first couple hours, you're just jumping all over the place.
Literally just jumping everywhere I go.
Don't ask the schmucks if they want to come along. They are unable to. No NPCs can leave their respective level in the traditional way. They will dissolve halfway down the stairs. But when the level closes, they will all sleep and wake up on a deeper floor. This continues until they're so deep, no crawlers left to make it, and then they can finally live without fear. Now, I haven't read ahead, but I don't believe that's actually the case. Maybe in some, maybe some get to live in peace. But Mordecai says that the game reuses monsters a lot. So at some point, they're going to reach the lowest level and then probably just get sent to the next game. Their memories may be altered. They may just be influenced to believe that they will one day find peace. And that's not the case. I don't know. I just feel like it's not that simple. The goblins look forward to raising their horrible families, but where do they think the goblins from previous games come from? Some NPCs volunteer, like Tally, the safe room attendant, to save the planet from being mine drive resources. So at some point they'll arrive and say, "It's Torchwood, Children of Earth. Give us X number of people, and we'll let you continue to live, and we'll be back in another X thousand years to do this all over again. Okay, thanks, bye."
Mm-hmm.
Left alone, the royal court figures out the sole door has a boss behind it, a goblin chieftain. So they fill a cart with explosives and detonators and fun powder. Donut opens the door and Carl pushes it inside, ready to detonate. He asks if there is a boss in there. Donut confirms. Also a ton of babies? Carl has already pushed the trigger.
Goblin babies.
Oh yes, there were a bunch of them. I only saw them for but a moment, but they were very cute. Some of them were wearing oversized jackets like Baby Yoda. Adorable. I think he went with the cart. There are old ones and pregnant ones there too. Did you see your level? We're at level 8 now. You're welcome.
It's Donut.
Hence the British accent.
Yeah, it's Donut.
As Donut puts it, they had it coming. What kind of vile monster sticks babies in a boss room anyway? Fair.
And Carl's poor bleeding heart. He's like, I just killed a bunch of babies.
Well, yeah.
But the experience! They get numerous achievements for a one-hit boss kill, killing an infant, 2 infants, a murder of infants, a slaughter of infants. I made some of those up. The announcer says something along the lines of, "Unless you're a psychopath, I'm sure you didn't wake up today with plans to kill babies, so it was probably an accident. But it's still really fucked up." The announcer tries to cheer them up, saying that, like Bethesda games, children have special protections, so they aren't truly killed. They'll be united with their parents soon. Their reward is believing that that previous statement was true. But it wasn't. They're dead. Dead babies. Baby goblins.
Rest in peace, fat baby.
Fat goblin baby. Donut gets a tattoo of her own from an asshole box. The Desperado Pass allows her into the Desperado Club, and that's really all we know of it for now.
So fun, it hurts.
The Enchanted Fae Quadruped Crupper of the Fleet. So I just imagine like a kind of armor that a horse wears, but like cat-sized. Tome of Minion Army makes enemies fight for you temporarily. So she can influence it to like, hey, join our side for 5 minutes at level 1. They gain the party chat function to direct message or private message, depending on your generation, each other. She types like she's on Nextdoor. All caps. What was that sound? Do you know what that was? Here's my home number. Why is my phone ringing off the hook? Look at my grandchild. Here's her address. Send them a birthday card. I love that each time you learn more about Donut, she sounds like a baby boomer. Just leave the TV on for them and they're happy, they're content. They think they're royalty. They have no problem killing babies as long as they're of a different race. And lucky for us, Donut can vote.
That's so true.
Yeah, because she's no longer a pet. She a crawler.
Well, I mean, the world has ended, so there's no more elections.
Oh shit, you right.
So in the safe room, Carl notices AMW carved into the ceiling of the room, and he's trying to figure out what that is. And the first thing I thought of was America's Most Wanted. Could be the TV show, the list of criminals, or the pro wrestling tag team consisting of Chris Harris and James Storm. By God. If John Cena made it in to the dungeon, he could be anywhere, and you would never see him. They find Frank Q, who according to the logs killed the girl from earlier, Rebecca W. He has 3 skulls by his name, meaning he's killed 3 crawlers. Donut hisses because he's a murderer. Then she finds out he's Ice, and suddenly it's, thank you for your service. Sorry, I can't salute you because I'm a cat. He says he was with his partner when everything went to hell, but she didn't make it. The woman he killed was a drug kingpin, or queenpin. He eats a complimentary treat from the safe room and gains a fraction of XP. His fingers are also really twitchy. Carl PM's Donut that whatever happens, do not attack. Why? I don't like this, Carl. That might have been a little loud.
It was good though. That's like so accurate.
No, they didn't. Well, they went a little flat,
Yeah.
but not a lot of flat.
Why? I don't like this, Carl. Someone pops up and fires a weapon. Frank joins. They both freeze. There's no attacking in the safe zones. This was a warning. Carl and Donut skedaddle. Frank got a fraction of XP because the rest went to his party, whom he said was gone. And his fingers were twitching because he hadn't figured out how to send messages telepathically yet. He's still using like kind of a keyboard that shows up in his vision. The girl he killed had an item that she would have only gotten in a tutorial guild. So if there was like a shootout when they suddenly descended into the dungeon, no, because she went through the tutorial and got an item. Carl tests out the time lock by placing a lit smoke grenade in a dead rat's inventory. The timer stops. So it could be 1 second away, so you get in the rat's inventory and it doesn't go off. So he lights some of his less durable explosives and places them in the rat's inventory as well. If Frank likes to loot corpses, Carl will leave one just for him.
Can you imagine that 1 second left on a bomb and you're like, oh, a bomb! I don't even know, I'm gonna pull it out, and boom.
I imagine
Shakalaka.
his nose and mouth on the other side like a Daffy Duck. He just blinks. Bing, bing. They run. Actually, no, they get in that chopper bike until they see a spray paint sign on the wall indicating survivors. Incredibly stupidly, they follow the arrows. Miraculously, they don't get attacked. But worse, they run into a group full of former residents of an elder care facility. Wheelchairs, walkers, one has a shopping cart. I know I'm pretty ageist, but unless Stephen Lang or Yorma Tamila have retired here, or Skyrim Granny is crouched down practicing her sneak, I don't see any upsides.
The girl with the shopping cart, that's Agatha, right?
Yeah.
Queen
The Stephen Lang is the actor from Don't Breathe, Blind Man, and then Yorma. I may have said it wrong the first time. Yorma Tamila is from Sifu, some like really popular like action movie from the past couple of years.
Okay.
Like he's just supposed to be really badass. And then Skyrim Granny because Skyrim. Brendan Andrews, the hammer wielder, and Chris Andrews, no weapons, were the mechanics before society's collapse. Agatha, the shopping cart hoarder, set off a fire alarm, setting 250 residents and staff outside just before the building disappeared, saving them all. There's also Yolanda Martinez with a bow and Amani C with a longsword and 12 crawler kills next to her name. The kills are the residents she gave quick deaths to rather than make them experience the dungeon. They're parked next to a gate leading down to the stairway leading down to the next level. They just need to wait for it to open. They could descend now, but the game rule suggests it's best to wait until the next level is available. So I compared it to when you try to accelerate too fast at the starting line in Mario Kart, and you sputter out. Or also, if you hack into a server for a new game, you get to play it before everyone else, but then once you get caught, your account gets like temporarily banned, and then you have to wait for it to be reactivated again. Like you think you're getting a head start, but really you're getting a big debuff.
Mm.
Yeah, also you're losing your experience if you decide to descend earlier. Because you could be fighting for those several days and getting experience and loot.
Yeah.
It's like you're safe, but you're missing out on a lot.
Yeah.
I love growth. Also, next to the gate is a labyrinth of some sort. A large pink ball rolls through the halls like a Pac-Man. A big pink Pac-Man.
Waka, 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 waka.
Carl feels bad that he sees the group as useless, but the staff are trying to carry them to level 3. At that point, they can pick a class and race?
Yes. You get to change like your whole makeup.
So yeah, they can transform into just a bunch of different elves, goblins, orcs, bevy of other things, and then class. So mage, archer, rogue. If they can make it to level 3, their stats will readjust, and maybe they'll be useful.
For example, think of like you changing your race to a high elf. So what 30-something now, you'd be considered an elf baby at that
Yeah.
point because had the age difference. Think of it that way. So like you will adjust to the age gap too. I believe.
Okay.
You could be a rock.
You could be a rock. You literally could be a rock.
Nice. But can you smell what I'm cooking?
If it's lava.
I was going very important people, and you went Dwayne Johnson. He alters the spray painted signs to throw off Frank and his party, and come across troglodyte pygmies, humanoid lizards that are fast and venomous. They find the boss room, resembling a common gym, complete with meatheads blasting glutes and modding quads, and the boss, the juicer.
Bro, my reps, bro.
Feel the burn, bro. Accurate portrayals. As he is juiced, he's covered in acne. And I saw a fan art depicting him as kind of Godzilla shaped, but the acne were like reptilian scales. And it was kind of cool, kind of gross. The royal court attacks. Carl starts using weights as weapons, forgetting that his just plain old brute strength is more than enough. Donut magic missiles her way through. When out of mana, she takes Carl's suggestion and uses her claws, becoming injured in the process. Carl still is able to defeat the juicer. The juicer imitates O.J. Simpson and dies. Carl can't give her a healing potion due to cooldown. Like medicine, taking too much at once is more detrimental than beneficial. Donut coughs weakly, tells Carl to tell Ferdinand she loved him, and hams her death up for the camera like Paul Rubens at the end of the Buffy the Vampire Slayer movie.
Yeah, there's a part where he does end up healing her, and she's like reviving. She's like, "Oh, it's my life, Carl. I go on without me," like that type of shit. Even though like he sees her health literally rising.
And it's all just for the camera. It's like drama, and then she pulled through at the last moment.
Good for her.
Carl asks who Ferdinand is. Indirect quote from Donut. Never mind, you don't know him. He goes to a different school in Canada. Shut up. And so I just want to point out, the airing of the show depicts the worst parts of Earth. Like, basically, we're saving them from themselves. So they show wars, famine, apathy, Leah Michelle, the four horsemen of the apocalypse. So the Syndicate appears to be doing the planet a favor. Carl defends the world, but at the same time, he's not the best representation of the human race. The Hoarder, he tried to cheese and then just attacked. The Hoarder didn't. He obliterated the Goblin Chieftain, and I remind you, a cacophony of babies.
Not a cacophony.
Yeah.
Cacophony of babies.
I just remember listening to the audiobook for Fall Equestria and hearing them say cacophony.
No.
It was an unofficial book, so they weren't getting paid for it. It was all free and stuff. So
cacophony.
If you've never heard the word before, I don't blame you.
I know.
I don't think I heard of that word until the last year, cacophony, and it's literally one of my favorite words.
It's good. It's a good word.
It is a good word.
Now he just enters a gym and starts blasting. He even robs each place after he's done. Now he is locked in these places until the boss is defeated, and I can't say that this is an Undertale where there are alternatives to violence. But it would be fitting if there were, just to kind of show that, hey, Earth isn't all that bad. They have options. They are peaceful. However, you wouldn't get the viewers and follows that the destruction and mayhem requires. Ask Brittney. I'm the biggest kleptomaniac in video games. Actually, that's a lie. I won't steal if it makes NPCs dislike me.
Yeah, but you will steal every fucking tin can you've ever seen.
I will try to pickpocket every motherfucker that I can.
That I believe, because you're a little criminal. And we love that about you. Like that one time we were playing Jackbox, and it was like if nobody tries to take this thing, then everybody wins, and if one person tries to take it, everybody dies. And then we were both like, oh, that's like, everybody in the room was like, oh, that's easy, like no one's taking it, right? And then all of a sudden we were like, Jessy, like, because it all dawned on every single one of us at once that like, no, one person in this room absolutely would take it.
Yeah, to be fair, I really thought there would have been other people in the room who would do it, and nope, it was me. You're welcome.
Wait, so you wouldn't betray your friends?
She honestly is the one person who wouldn't, like, well, But she absolutely would never betray a friend.
Not in real life.
Unless it's like doing something fucking criminal like that.
If it's a video game where I get to be the villain that I've always wanted to be.
Oh, yeah.
There is something weird about me because we talk about like Hogwarts, and the first thing I ask him, can I drink unicorn blood?
I mean,
Because we're playing the game, and I'm like, can I go hunt a unicorn and drink their blood?
that's crazy.
And every video game, I want to be the bad guy, like Fable, like bad. There was one video game where I was the bad guy and I killed the whole town, and I got lonely because the whole town was gone. You're a vampire, and I killed the whole fucking town.
So I will normally play like the evil line first, because once I have like the entirety of like the information, I won't have the heart to be like the bad guy first. So if we're playing like BioShock, the first time I played through it, I killed all the little sisters because I'm like, I know that this feels like the wrong choice, and I know that once I know the full story, I'm not going to play the bad ending ever. So let me just get it out of the way now while I like
That
am
makes
going
sense.
in a little blind.
Baldur's Gate was the first game where I didn't immediately want to just be evil, and like I tried to do my evil playthrough now, and it just feels wrong.
Yeah, I don't know that I could make Karlach not like me.
I know.
That
all the
feels like
characters are so
heartbreaking.
good.
Yeah.
You are not my soldier anymore. Oh. That's a lie. I won't steal from NPCs. I won't steal if it makes NPCs dislike me. I crave approval from those that don't matter.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's 10 gold or caps or more, it's coming with me. Maxed out level, 6-figure wallet, and I'm still picking up common books and elven arrows to sell for ingredients and ingots. I have alchemy to alchemize, and blacksmithing to blacksmith, so I can sell those back too. I have a lesbian wife and 2 street urchins at home to feed.
I'm not the lesbian wife.
Oh no.
Bobby's just big with street urchins, though.
They are. In the dungeons, there are no weight limits or encumbrance, so as long as you can hold it for 4 seconds at your current level, you can take it with you. So he takes dumbbells, bars, the pen chained to the counter. You ever get a pen with a really good glide to it?
I'm like a pen hoe.
When a good pen runs out, I want to start a revolution.
Heartbreak.
That's such a weird thing. Like, you usually lose the pen before it runs out.
Yeah, my pens run out before I lose them usually.
Yeah,
Just me.
it's when you're like an actual pen person, yeah.
Carl gets the Enchanted War Gauntlet of the Exalted Groll, which I just mentioned because it's a wrist brace, but when he makes a fist, like spikes grow on the end. And they mention, take it off before you make a fist for any other reason.
Like fisting people.
Well,
I was thinking masturbating, but,
I think
to each their own.
Does he not think that too, though, at some point where he's like...
It's part of the AI description.
Oh, yeah. That feels... Oh, my crap.
I mean, generally speaking, if you're fisting someone, you're not making a fist, right?
True.
Like,
Okay,
you
right,
might
right.
do it when you get in there, but you can't just start punching people in the cooch, that's not right.
No,
you can't be doing that.
You need to thin it up. There's also a 1.5% chance to turn followers of the god Groll into Groll themselves. Morty says that gods such as that don't exactly exist. The bosses right now are transformed, like the Hoarder, and forced to be there, but that won't always be the case. Some of them, like at end of Alice in Borderland, they're staying behind because they want to be part of this.
Or like the horse people in the first season, the horse heads with the machine guns in the hotel.
Yes.
Yes, like they weren't, they were just also there.
Yeah.
Trying not to die.
Yeah. He also gets ninja stars that compound damage to an enemy type each attack, but the stars are fragile. So, like, throw them against an orc or something, they're going to compound damage, and then, like, 5 levels later, still going to be compounding that damage. But they're, like, one and dones. Donut gets puddle jumping, a short-range teleportation spell. The crawlers craft a structure and store it away. The Royal Court and the Meadowlark Party enter the labyrinth with Agatha solo leveling. They face the Ball of Swine. 30 to 50 anthropomorphic hogs known as Tusklings going hog wild in the middle of an eyes wide shut porgy. Eyes wide shut orgy, but with pork.
Just the pork G was.
Okay.
I mean,
I got it.
it's like our sandwiches we had last night.
Sounds delicious.
We made little Cubans, so good, with some bacon on them.
Mhm.
So it's like pulled pork with ham is a Cuban with like pickles and mustard.
With
And
some
then
bacon
we
on it for
added
porgy.
bacon because we like crispy bacons.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They pull up the structure, which is a shelter with a ramp. The monster kind of goes up the ramp, then is rubbing against the ceiling, so he can't go any further. It just stalls out. But then they start poking at it with whatever sharp things they got. Throwing the ninja stars, magic missiling from their harbor. Carl even steals Agatha's shopping cart and uses that to kind of brace the structure. And she's just like kind of crazy homeless lady with a shopping cart, but she like acts like it too. She's like, shopping cart thief, get back here!
You shopping cart thief!
I think at one point she used the spray paint. She starts huffing it. I could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure that happens.
I don't remember. So there's that. Please tell me you got some quotes from Miss McGibbons.
I bring her up. I don't know if I have a direct quote, but I do talk about what she says.
I'll explain at the end.
The monster kind of, rubs against the ceiling and falls apart because it is 30 to 50 Tusklings, which are like related to orcs, in a ballish orgy. Tuskling knights were once mighty warriors, but are now, quote, overweight, alcoholic bureaucrat who spends his days making new laws to oppress the poor, and his nights drinking and getting pegged. And people try to say this book isn't political. And dozens of porcine creatures are easy to defeat. Carl gives the shopping cart back to Agatha, and she runs off. Yolanda says Agatha still hasn't gone through the tutorial, so she doesn't have access to the game inventory. So even before she was running around with a shopping cart, but she hasn't gone through the tutorial, so she can't just like pick that up and file it away. Carl picks up a tuxedo jacket. Quote, it smelled like hot diarrhea. I put it in my inventory. Amari got a strap on of some sort. She dropped it in disgust. Donut picked it up. Grab everything, right? I can't wait for Chekhov's dildo to pay off.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Oh no.
Okay.
Because you said that they might come up later, so I'm trying to think about when that fucking tuxedo might come up, and I'm like,
oh no.
Oh no.
Anyway, the royal court descends to the next floor to scout it out. A bright light blinds them, and suddenly they are on a boat floating on the sea, on the surface of the planet. A human woman whose head is the shape of a vertical Advil briefs them that they are about to be on the after show with Odette. So the show has like just aired, and they're now about to be on the follow-up. I'm surprised it isn't hosted by Chris Hardwick. Donut is giddy that they're featured, suddenly asking if this is more formal or fluff. Should Carl talk or let her do the talking, as she is the party leader? And she reminds him not to sulk. He can get so sulky sometimes. Odette is a creature with a praying mantis head, crab legs, and a human body displaying monumental breasts struck with pteramacromastasia. They ripple when she laughs. Old Earth Network TV would get complaints if she sneezed. Donut munches a pet treat and is putting on a show for the audience. Rolling, lying on her back to show off her tummy, driving the holographic audience wild. The treat temporarily boosted her wisdom and confidence for the program.
Can I make a side interjection here?
Shoot.
In the book, they literally describe Odette's breasts as two suckling pigs laying on the table. Anyways.
That's an insane description for that.
It was perfect. Anyways.
Carl has a catchphrase. Jessy and viewers and listeners, say it with me. God damn it, Donut! When the interview ends, Odette removes the mantis helmet, pulls away from the breasts that stay attached to the desk, and unhooks her crab legs. She's a humanoid woman wearing armor resembling what they wore when they were a crawler. They were that... I think they were... I kind of got differing views on it. They may be that one crawler they made to the 13th floor before getting a deal and quitting. But the Syndicate struck a deal. They got a show out of it, the after show, which is now like hugely popular. They were on the verge of death, but a loot box gave them an item that can attach any foreign body part to them, which is how they can just, kind of attach themselves to the breast or the crab legs. Now, Mordecai called them a he, and I don't know the full gender situation. Needless to say, Odette is a Mux Potato Head. That is the MX pronoun game. I looked at the pronunciation, I'm like, how do you say that? Mux. She wants them to give a message to Mordecai, whom she trained. When his guild mastering is done, find her. That could be this season if Carl or any of his crawler mentees make it to the 4th floor. Otherwise, he's stuck until the next Boren-sponsored season.
Mm.
So if no one makes it to the 4th floor, this is not his last season. He needs to hit a certain threshold. Which may the next Boren-sponsored season may not come if the company goes bankrupt. She tells them the loot boxes are customized to each crawler. Carl complaining about pants is not going to get him any because it's funny to watch contestants suffer. And it's why Odette got the belt attach of hearts to her because she was so good for the show. Proof proven, Carl gets a platinum shoebox. So there's bronze, silver, gold, platinum, and then legendary or astronomical, something like that.
Celestial, I think.
Yeah. Platinum shoebox. Inside is a pedicure kit. Keeping his feet nice and pretty for the kinky AI gives him upgrades. Imani shows him how to use them. So now they're 1.2 million make it to the second floor. So we've gone from 10 million down to almost a tenth of that. The patch notes for the 2nd floor warn that any humanoid still peeing in the halls will be sent a rage elemental from the 13th floor. Because they supposedly patched up the bugs where people were exploding. Now, they don't find Agatha nearby. They do find a stairway to floor 3 rather quickly. And corpses of brindle grubs that spawn to devour other corpses. They're more annoying than they are threats. Agatha isn't even in the recap of the boss fight. Not because of camera angles or zooms. She was edited out of the recap. My theory is that by visiting a tutorial guild, you're agreeing to appear on the program. Since she skipped that, she's being removed like an unsponsored product for legal reasons. There might be more to that, but spoilers. Donut gets a Book of the Floor Club tome. This one raises our enemy from the dead to fight for you, as of now for 1 minute. So, necromancy. She tries out the spell on an unvaccinated Cluricon, hillbilly relatives of leprechauns, which are an actual thing. The actual thing is in folklore. They enjoy drinking and, in myths, haunt breweries and pubs. They carry slingshots and toilet-grade moonshine. Also pamphlets for Rev Up, which is definitely not a pyramid scheme. It even says, we are not a pyramid scheme. It does say, be your own boss and be your own pharaoh. Or no, it does say be your own boss, not be your own pharaoh. A pyramid. Being unvaccinated means they can spread the taint.
Not the taint.
Not the taint.
So we're back to Fallout Equestria. Except this taint means you cannot heal yourself. There's a recipe for an immunity smoothie that's been discontinued. So here's a, sell the disease and then sell the cure, basically.
Huh.
The moonshine causes you to gain the shit-faced debuff, has a 50% chance to render you blind for a period of 30 hours, a 5% chance to immediately kill you, and a 45% chance to permanently raise a random stat by 2 points. I just think that's a wild... I don't like those odds.
Nope.
Carl adds goblin oil and a torch to the end, creating a Molotov cocktail. The dungeon nicknames Carl's Juggle Boom. He uses them on a roomful of Cluricons, and they defeat their boss, Laminex, Rev Up Consultants. Their bodies are listed as alchemy materials. As they die, one screams for Damien and shouts they were looking forward to making it to the 3rd floor. Again, that's kind of disheartening, just to hear them, not just scream out in pain, why, lack of gods, why, we had plans, we had a future, and now it's all taken away from us. Anyways, back to the fun. As they look around for loot, they are attacked by a Krakaren clone. Kraken means Karen. Actually, I'm not even sure they get to the Karen, but just a bunch of tentacles. I could be wrong about that, but bosses can leave their rooms now. Welcome to the 2nd floor, bitches! I'm pretty sure that's a direct quote there.
Welcome to the 2nd floor, bitches.
Each Krakaren clone that is killed causes Krakaren Prime to birth 2 more. Carl creates the immunity smoothie. I won't tell you how, but it involves a bicycle-powered blender and alchemy material I just mentioned. Which is the Laminex, the consultant's dead bodies.
Oh dear.
A revived Cluricon rushes the boss, revived Cluricon as in, Donut uses her, revive spell she just got, and Carl gives it a lit Jugaboom. And they are now in Uruk that carries the torch that blows up the wall of Helm's Deep. That's how I compare it to like blowing up the Krikaren clone. Mordecai is now a bugaboo. He looks like that Chinese sun bear people were convinced was a man in a costume.
Basically, he shapeshifted again.
Yeah. Hushat did an episode investigating the sun bear.
It's very human. It's very unsettling, but
the sun bear. They said that Detroit Zoo.
Oh. I go to the zoo.
Sure,
we'll see for ourselves.
Wolverine bear.
Probably Wolverine. Bearcat?
Bearcat. No, that's a different thing.
Okay, I wasn't sure about
the ones that smell like popcorn.
Yeah. I wasn't sure if that's what she was thinking of because I know they're not like native to Michigan, but we've got them.
I will go. You continue.
Don't let the real bugaboos be alone with you. I don't remember exactly, but like it was really like don't find them in a dark alley. They will like molest you or something. I'm sure there's a reason for it. It's not just like a haha sexual assault joke, but I don't know where that's leading, and I don't like where that's leading.
Well, like molest is by definition a broader term than just like that.
Yeah, I don't think it was like full on assault, but also like none of it is good, and I also don't want to like misremember and paint it to be broadly bad. Just it was a very vague.
It's a sloth bear. Sorry.
A sauce bear?
A sloth bear.
Sloth bear.
You have a sloth bear. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah, you good? Mordecai reacts badly to the name Damien. He's Morty's boss's boss. Carl shouldn't know about them. Another person wants to talk to Carl. They're on their way. Do not upset them. A Kuatine admin arrives. The Kuatine are the dominant species that run the Born Corporation. Think of a spacesuit with a helmet, but the helmet is filled with water and a fish person.
Hi, Zev!
Not fish person as in shape of water. More SpongeBob SquarePants tertiary character tries on Sandy Cheeks' underwater suit.
So like a fish in a fishbowl.
Yeah.
Inside a suit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was what I was picturing rather than shape of water.
I know if I say like fish person, there's good, different strokes, different folks. Yeah, this is Zev, the Royal Court's PR agent. They are being wanted to appear in so many different programs and sponsors and stuff that they need, like, Donut and Carl don't run their own media, their personal accounts. So Born Corporation has someone take over for it because just too many.
They are viewed up.
Yeah.
So many viewers.
Too popular. I didn't write down the numbers of like follows and likes.
Yeah, they do.
That
like,
they're all getting, but
throughout the book, like where they're at.
Yeah, they start to get pretty popular because they're very creative.
That's the word for it.
They've gotten so popular, and typically they don't like the crawlers leaving the dungeon too much. It messes with the games. Carl crashes out. The Kuantine are the reason he and a handful of a million Earthlings remain. Now he's being pushed to smile and pretend to drink from a complimentary coffee mug by the same tormentors. At least he doesn't need to carpool karaoke to Oasis with Princess Donut. The Kuatine political party is mentioned. The Bloom, or the Party. Mordecai says it's Axis Japan with a splash of Nazi Germany. When Mordecai joined, they represented 15% of votes. Now they control the entire system, and yet still people are forced to wear badges indicating that they are a member of that party. Zev is not one of them, but she needs to do their betting for the sake of her family. So Carl blows up and says, "I'm doing everything you ask, just give me a break. Jesus Christ." And Zev's like, I get it. I'm just trying to play along here. I don't like this as much as you do. Like, I like the games and stuff, but I don't like being made to do things. My family's at stake. Please play, like, help me out here. And Carl's like, okay, fine. Sorry.
Yeah, Carl finally has a breakdown moment. Like, oh my fucking God, we're fighting for our lives here.
And I think he's kind of never been in control of his life, and this was just like a breaking point. I don't super bring it up because nothing comes of it yet. I'm sure it will. His dad was super abusive. His mom like physically like said, "I can't do this anymore. Sorry, Carl," and left him.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
They do like this beautiful thing where they sprinkle a little bit. In each book, they keep sprinkling, and it's like so well timed, so beautiful, so perfect.
yeah, I can't wait to see where that's
You're
going.
gonna see the sprinkles.
But then I was just inferring he was in the military.
Coast Guard.
Yeah, Coast Guard. I'm sure he had like a good relationship with B, but clearly it wasn't super um healthy. When he sees the like Instagram post of her with the ex, he just like calls her, messages her, and says, "We're done." And like that's it. Like she doesn't call to say I'm sorry, try to save the relationship or anything. She's just like, okay. So I think that wasn't a super healthy relationship. He just to some extent has been pushed around his whole life, and this was just a bridge too far. Um, so yeah, we get a little more background about the Bourne Corporation, and it gets like really interesting here. Also, I could just be a nerd about the background of things. Bourne Corporation is close to bankruptcy. The I don't have the name on hand, but whatever other corporation or government that was coming to collect was like right outside their door, and that's why the Bourne Corporation started the season early because they're not gonna like, hey, where's my money, man? Like, well, there's a season going on, but also they get paid when the season is done. They start the game early, end the game early, they get their money a lot faster. But they still need to kind of put on a good show, make a lot of money really quickly.
I do remember you saying that. Oh, I guess just vaguely talking about that in the
Yeah,
car the other day.
I was trying to find some kind of some compare it to, but I couldn't because most shows try to run for longer. But we also have like a set time for like a set number of weeks for shows to run, traditionally,
Yeah.
as opposed to like the batch drops.
Yeah, I forget the company that's going to be taking over.
I've written down. I'll get to it
Yeah,
eventually.
they mentioned them so many times too, which is why it's funny I can't remember.
So yeah, it's interesting that they start the games early. They need the money really fast. So how deeply are they manipulating things beyond their normal? Let's mess with the players. How badly are they influencing things beyond what is normal? And that's really up to the syndicate that owns the games to determine. Donut and Zev bond over their love for Gossip Girl. Mordecai gets upset because he's seen it too, and the gals have got it all wrong. Apparently, other crew team only watch Cops and Judge Judy. I take it back. Donut is not the boomer. Speaking of The Walking Dead, Chris and the Meadowlark crew have crafted a better mode of transport. A party float platform pulled by Brandon with a ramp for wheelchair users. So it's just, hey, everyone, climb aboard, roll aboard. And Carl just, or not Carl, Brandon just... Carl gets...
Brandon, yeah.
Hmm?
So Brandon, yeah.
He's one compared to Silent Bob because he doesn't talk. Carl gets hit on by 99-year-old Mrs. McGibbons.
Miss McGibbons.
She feels like she's riding the tunnel of love. Her husband Barry used to... Oh, I was trying to do like an old woman accent. I sound like Roger from American Dad. Her husband Barry used to grope her outside her clothing on that ride. He wasn't a looker like Carl is. She would let him grope under her clothes. That's near indirect quote. Nothing comes of this other than Donut pointing out that he's been hit on by a near centurion and a goblin. And not a hot goblin like a VTuber. If fan art is any disappointing indication, the goblins are not hot like I pictured. I'm used to hot goblins. They're not hot goblins.
You're used to hot goblins?
Yeah, have you been online?
No, but like Skyrim, or maybe not Skyrim so much as Oblivion.
Yeah, they're closer to like Falmer or something, but
Yeah.
no, I'm used to like the time I was reincarnated as a slime.
Okay.
Those are not hot because they're cute goblins.
Hobgoblins. Goblins from Baldur's Gate, right?
Not goblins.
None of those are attractive goblins.
Says you.
Okay.
There might be people out there.
Okay.
Like I think fucking Guess Yankee can get it.
I mean, same. Cute little nose. You want a booper nose. She's a mean little lady or booper. What?
She's a mean little lady on Booper.
I do.
I don't disagree. That was just really cute and fun.
And I want a romance there. I might play Baldur's Gate tonight.
In fact, Donut bets that his next catch of the day will be a bog witch with a beard. That's when everything goes to 9 hells. Elderly Jack stands up from his wheelchair to pee in the hallway.
No.
On purpose.
Well,
fucking purpose.
I guess
to be
get
an
it, Jack.
asshole.
Zev sends a brief warning to get to a safe room, but it's too late. A level 93 Rage Elemental rises from the very clear rule break pooling on the dungeon floor. Yolanda kills Jack, but it's too late. A quote that I thought was wonderful. I never got to know Yolanda Martinez as much as I would have liked to, but I didn't have to know her very well to know who she was. I knew she was a quiet, sweet woman who'd been a nurse her entire life. She'd worked 60 hours a week for years to pay for her son to go to college. Her husband had owned a landscaping company. At only 4'11", this woman had a presence much bigger than her stature suggested. There was a warmth about her, something I'd never felt as a kid. Just being in her presence imparted a feeling of longing in me, something difficult to describe. Like I wished I could relive my childhood, but this time I would have her as my mother. And she would never ever leave me. When the apocalypse came for Yolanda, she didn't once waver in her dedication to her patients. She was quick to laugh, quick to smile. And even though Yolanda Martinez was just as terrified as the rest of us, she stood her ground against the force she couldn't possibly hold back. She lived her entire life as a hero. She died as one too. Can Matt Dinniman write my obituary?
Yeah.
Yeah, because Yolanda died.
Yeah.
Yeah, because of the elemental.
Yep. She killed Jack, but then she paid for it. Most of the Metallic crew make it to the safe room. Ms. McGibbons, Carl, and Donut crash into the ceiling when the elemental reverses gravity. They're able to make it to the safe room too, and once they're out of range of the spell, return to the floor with another crash. Carl throws a Jugaboom into the hallway. It takes out a chunk of the elemental's health, but it heals quickly as it's burning alive.
I hate that.
Yeah, reminder, they're not even level 13 yet, and they're up against a level 93.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but it's also fucking stop healing. That's crazy. That makes me so mad.
Now, opening the safe room door, the elemental tries to run in, they get teleported away, because it is a safe room. But then they also make a beeline on the map right back to that safe room. So it's only a matter of time. As the AI says, they are bite the pillow fucked. 1,033,000 crawlers left. They play a recap of the show, and they open it and close it with Jack's penis. If you're wondering how big it was, I'm not sure, but I do know what color it was and whether he was cut or not.
I had a hat.
Had a hat.
This is my story that I flipped over in kayak.
I know.
Carl's has a hat.
That's why I knew it had a hat.
It has a hat. It's much bigger than yours.
Big. That's some big hat, Harry.
Nope.
So I was debating whether to talk about how they defeat the Rage Elemental, or just be like, hey, read the book yourself, because it's really good. I feel like a lot of people have read it. It's super popular right now, so I'm just going to go ahead with it.
I mean, spoilers, so...
Yeah.
Book.
Yeah.
We know Jack's penis has a hat. What more spoilers could we get than
I
that?
know, it's the most important thing.
Yeah.
Who else has a hat? Who else, Matt?
Yeah, who else? I'm waiting to... There are hats, a lot of hats later. I might actually give out hats during the convention. I'm not even kidding. Little tiny keychain hat.
I'm like, where are you going to get the hats?
The hat store.
Little tiny keychain hats. I ain't fucking spending that much money for people.
They build a curved ramp to put on the back of the bike and attach gym weights to Jugabooms and dynamite. So they're like little carts, and they just roll it down like a Hot Wheels track. When the elemental teleports away, Carl takes off with Donut on the back. So they're going down the hallways, dropping bombs behind them, and also a chain. Imani got a spell for, so she could just like summon a length of chain, trying to like trip it up. As long as they're far enough away, they won't get Lionel Richie and be dancing on the ceiling. They dump the goblin oil. They hop off the bike and wait for the elemental to skitter on its legs. I'm trying to remember at what point I wrote this. Imagine slippity sliding on 2 legs, let alone 6. Donut uses her puddle jumping spell to move them out of the way, and the elemental hits the stairwell, disintegrating just like Rory said the mobs would. Meaning they don't get the massive XP, but they get to live. They get achievements for attacking a high-level mob, building traps that harm a mob. In a safe room, they get mana toast. It's toast! That refills your mana. That's it. Nothing more. Fuck you.
It's mana toast. Fuck
Car-
you.
Carl. Well, that was unnecessary.
Yeah, that was my favorite part. It's like, fuck you. Well, that was unnecessary.
Mukta replaces Zev, who's in timeout, and says the Royal Court is going to be on a different show. Carl refuses, like Zev said they could, but Mukta tells them they don't get a choice. They get teleported into a cheap trailer to be on Deathwatch Extreme Dungeon Mayhem, hosted by the Maestro.
Blurp, blurp.
Clerp, clerp, motherfucker. A muscular orc with outdated fashion sense and reminds Carl of his abusive father. The kind of man/alien that would tell someone to stop being a bitch at a funeral. Before they're on air, Carl gets disgusted and tries to leave. He's warned he must appear. His fee was paid. Carl asks if he needs to be nice so long as he doesn't badmouth the company. He's just told his fee has been paid. This time, Carl will do the talking. There's 4 other chairs, 2 occupied by crawlers Zhang and Li Jun, who are playing a game where they guess whether a crawler lives or dies from a video. Carl and Donut are introduced, and Carl immediately starts to provoke the Maestro. He's a bully. The Maestro, and also Carl's dad. He's a bully. He's a bully, and nobody likes him. Bullies only back down when confronted by someone as strong or stronger than them. When that's not an option, make them trip over their own ego. Carl offers to get sent in where Zhang and Li Jun were, and he'll take care of the monster they're having trouble with. Carl knows the production is cheap, and they are popular. The show can't risk throwing Carl into manufactured danger, meaning he has the upper hand here. Frustrated, Maestro sends Zhang and Li Jun, who are able to escape. Like he sent them back to where I don't say where they came from. That sounded bad. Where they were teleported from, and they were able to escape almost certain death.
Carl tells him what to do.
The last 2 seats are guests for Carl and Donut. Besides the Metal Larks, Carl doesn't know anyone here, unless B made it this far. But no, it's Frank Q and Maggie Mai, his partner. Well, partner, whoever she actually is. Both looking far older than when they met a few days ago. Frank is missing a hand. Recap video clips. That sounds weird. In my mouth. Video clips, that works, show their arrival with a daughter. Their instructions by their guildmaster that the way to win is by killing other crawlers. And the daughter doesn't want to take part in it. Rick also don't know if it is their daughter, like they clearly care about this person, but just because Frank said like, oh, my partner died, and also it's Frank Q and Maggie Mai, they have different last names. That's not a judgment, that's totally fine, but they lie and say that her name is like that or something. So I don't know what her actual name is or the relationship.
All will be unveiled in time.
Oh, I'm sure. It shows the booby trap Carl left in the rat's corpse, the dynamite Frank extracted, the explosion, the daughter on the ground, crying in pain, Maggie Mai strangling her to put her out of her misery. Something happened here. Maggie Mai is adamant that isn't the whole story, and I kind of believe her. This is not like a truth show. This is a manufacturer. We're going to show you what we want you to see. The daughter should have been able to take a health potion. I don't know why she didn't or wasn't able to. Plus, I think to some extent you kind of heal on your own, and maybe like a 1 health point per 5 minutes or something. But she could heal to some extent. I don't know why that didn't happen. Carl feels bad for the girl, but ultimately it was them that killed her. As parting gifts, Carl received boots. He acts grateful, but knows that his unarmed combat is too good, and shoes would only debuff him. Maggie Mai gets a potion that lets her see the location of any crawler. They return to the safe room. Donut says she heard Mordecai when he said it might be best to leave the party before they reach the 9th floor. The whole Blood Sultanate thing. Maestro isn't part of that line, but he will be involved somehow. Like they don't need to kill him for the line of succession, but he will be involved in like the storyline that goes on there. Carl says, let's worry about the third floor before we think about the ninth. 990,000 crawlers left, so we're under 1 million. Carl now receives royalties for his creation, so the Jugaboom and anything else he comes up with that gets a name, it's like they can market it and he gets a 25% cut, something like that. Zev pops back up.
Hi, Zev!
She had been censured for trying to help prior to the Rage Elemental, saying like get to a safe room. But then she argued that, hey, they kind of saw what was going on at the same time. I gave the no prior warning. It was perfectly timed warning, and they're like, okay, you're fine. So the 3rd, 6th, 9th, 12th, 15th, and 18th floor, so every 3 floors, has some kind of interconnected story. And I did just start the second one, so I'll just say that all the other levels have their own thing going on. Each one is like a theme or a certain set of characters. Every 3 levels is a pre-written, pre-rehearsed storyline that the crawlers are interacting with. So there's an element of play to it, an element of not just real life, real drama. You need to like play and make this play good too.
It's a quest line, basically.
Yeah. That's all you have every 3 floors, and it like stuff will come back, be reintroduced.
Have
it's
you
a
guys seen
storyline.
Westworld?
No.
Oh. Well, you should.
Fans are already shipping Carl and Maestro. There is Zev mentions fanfics, but the intergalactic version is, I think it was called a SNIC, but basically it's an AI made video. So there's an AI made video of Carl and the Maestro out there, and she needs to ask Carl like, that was fake, right? Because it's really good.
And it came out really fast.
Yeah, and he's like, no, okay.
He's like, if I were to go gay, it wouldn't be for that.
And he's like concerned for a second because he knows the Maestro is part of like some line of royalty, not the Blood Sultany, but like, is that going to be a problem? I might have to worry about that because it's not going to make them look good. And she's like, not really. Just don't make the corporation look bad.
His new name is Carl Little Piggy. That's what people are calling him online in the chat.
He calls Maestro calls fans of the show piglets.
Yeah.
So now he's Carl's little piggy.
That's where the glurp glurp comes from, because like it's a chant in a show. It's like glurp 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 glurp.
It's like the Jerry Springer.
Yeah.
Jerry.
Glurp glurp glurp.
Metal music leads them to a kobold boss room looking like a Portuguese kennel. Beyond the closed door is a fighting ring, so dog fighting, but the event is run by dogs. I'm not sure how Peter would feel about this. Cages line the walls filled with danger dingoes. I did kind of cut it out, but there are danger dingoes ridden by kobolds. These kobolds are the kind of canine type, so imagine a chihuahua riding atop a dingo, as opposed to the more reptilian kobolds. Carl remembers what Mordecai had said, that there's always going to be some kind of clue in the boss room. It's not just going to be pure strength, pure magic. There's going to be a trick. Like a well-made boss room in a video game. It's not just spamming and attack until it dies. There's going to be a hidden switch, something to... I'm explaining video games to you. You know this.
Yeah. What are you doing?
You're explaining for our audience.
I was clarifying, and I got off track, and I apologize to you.
I'm a gamer.
I know. And
I know, but some people might not be.
I went more in depth into it. As I'm looking at Brittney, I feel like I'm talking down to her, and I don't mean to. I do mean to just kind of explain the whole concept of... Most people are familiar with video games, but just to extrapolate. Elaborate.
I thought you were saying a fancy word, so...
Extrapolate is a word.
Yeah, it was a fancy word. It was the wrong word.
Yes.
So Carl feeds the danger dingoes in the cages, pet biscuits. They go from hostile to neutral.
Hmm.
It upsets Donut, who calls it a betrayal most foul.
She hates dogs.
Wow.
The boss enters with roughly 40 kobolds and Ralph the Frenzied Gerbil. He's still holding a grudge over being rightfully blamed for spreading the Black Plague. Because it was actually like Asian gerbils as opposed to like rats. An enemy opens all the cages, releasing the animals, who then fight for the court. One eats the gerbil. The boss music continues, so the fight is not over. The beast gets aliened, and Donut says Carl needs to pay the daddy tax to the AI.
Not the daddy tax.
So Carl steps on the hamster. Killing it, the dungeon groans in pleasure. Oh good! The psychotic AI has a crushing fetish. I didn't complete the sentence, but yeah, crushing is to foot fetish as like Nazis are to the furry fandom. Really ruins the rest of the good parts.
It's horrifying, actually.
Are Nazis a specific problem with the furry
Oh yeah,
community?
like there are Nazis that become furries, and then there are furries that become Nazis.
Why?
Because Nazis will see the furries as like a small enough isolated group that they can infiltrate and try to bring people over to their side.
I need my glasses off for this.
And then there are furries that are like, hey, Mustache Man has some good ideas.
Oh no.
Why?
Oh, no.
I can't explain that.
Why?
I just know that
Are
they're
their fursuits cooking their brains?
Well, I'm just like, out of all, like, there's so many like small niche communities that you could theoretically see would be
Scientology?
like
No,
would
that's
like
pretty big.
lean towards like a hatred or aggression type of thing, you know? And furries, I would consider them like not like
You're
just
unraveling layers to furries I've never known before.
like an open welcoming group, right? Because they're so like niche and misunderstood that you would suspect that they would be more like open and inclusive. I
right.
guess that would be my opinion. So to have like something that is theoretically open and inclusive lean so heavily into like absolutely not open and inclusive is like so crazy to me.
I think yeah, part of it is finding these smaller niche communities where people are looking for a place to belong within smaller communities. So you find the furry community, and then you find the ones that are like very lonely within that group. Maybe they have some anti woman sentiments, some inherent racism that was instilled in them, and they see a seed that they can water and grow.
It's crazy.
I'm going to have to do research later. The more you know.
I'm just like, why are you comparing these two things? That makes no sense to me, but all right. Well, it still makes no sense to me, but I'll believe.
I wrote like, hey, come up with a comparison here, and I couldn't find, I didn't write anything down, so I had to come up with something off the top of my head. I just needed like, hey, foot fetishes are okay, furries they're okay. What are things that like completely like ruin the entire concept? Crushing on Nazis. However, crushing Nazis,
Pro.
good thing.
A negative and a negative makes a positive.
Yeah,
That's so true. Like that thing. Um, never mind.
I wish you would say because I don't know what you're talking about.
No, it was, and I don't even remember what it was. It was like two normals make a nah. So like calling your boyfriend daddy, that's okay. Calling your girlfriend baby, that's okay. But like when you put them together, it becomes a nah.
Daddy and baby.
Yeah.
That a Tony and Ryan thing.
Yeah.
Okay, that's why I'm like I don't, but I know enough.
I know that
enough.
and you were like, I love that. I don't necessarily remember that is the specific example
No, that makes sense though.
but yeah.
Where's I going with this?
I don't know. No one knows.
You're talking, you just ended with him crushing this gerbil with his tootsies.
New achievement! PETA enthusiast. You somehow managed to remove the hostility of an aggravated, non-sapient enemy. That enemy then fought against other enemies to your benefit. The ghost of Steve Irwin smiles down upon you. Reward? I said the ghost of Steve Irwin smiles down upon you.
I wish. That's blessings,
That's
honestly.
very much reward.
So they find a key to a series of cages within the kind of fighting ring for potential pets. Carl gives the choice to Donut as she has a higher charisma, thinking that sure joy, just like we're almost there. Donut has the higher charisma, thinking it'd be easier to kind of train a pet to be on their side. It's not something where automatically like you're my best friend. So she picks the chicken-like dinosaur and calls it Mongo. The I don't know if it was specifically Latin, but like scientific name was Mongo something or other. So she's just like
Mongolian something, yeah.
Yeah, it's Mongo now, just for short.
Basically, it's a velociraptor, baby.
I love that.
We don't know that at first. We just know it's like a chicken-like dinosaur, and then it's later they go back on Odette, and she is like, "Oh, here's like the common name," and you find out like the velociraptor. It's like, yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Donut's a mother now.
Oh, blessings.
It remains hostile, but Donut getting her nose bit gets a lot of engagement. Gets a lot of follows and likes. Morty explains that the next level they're going to choose race and class until Mongo tries to bite Carl and teleport away since they're in a safe area. They find the pet crying because they're all alone. Carl realizes Mongo is a pack animal, a pack hunter, so Donut shows them how to
It shows them how to what?
How to what?
How to
hunt and kill effectively. I don't know what that means. Mongo learns fast, but is still a baby. It eats until it throws up, and then eats it again. But it follows Donut's lead and kills low-level enemies with its claws. They're no longer hostile, but still isn't bonded to Donut. And they need to be bonded before they reach the next level. Otherwise, they're just going to disintegrate like an NPC. Mongo won't gain experience until they're bonded. So when he's threatened and Donut saves him, he's now officially your pet. She retells him as the royal steed. He still bites Donut's nose.
Yeah, baby.
Carl just flipped through his inventory and sees the intertunnel communication device, pulse pistol, and personal shield. Doesn't know what those are, nor where they came from. By Valtecor. He realizes where they came from just as the answer rolls their shopping cart by.
The Valte, aren't they the ones who take over next?
Yes.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
They're kind of government, similar to the Kuatin, but they're a parasitic race. Agatha, when he stole her cart, he got like all of her inventory added to his, so he can see it. He can't. It's not on him currently, but he can see like, oh, in my history, I did have these items. He asks about the cart, and she gives him a look that Brittney gives me that says, "I will fight you."
Don't take her cart.
She also says they know she's here. They just don't know what to do about it. Not sure if she means the Syndicate or Borant, but she clearly plays a bigger role in this. So I guess the saving of the Meadowlarks by pulling the fire alarm was probably intentional and true, like actually save them as a purposeful thing and not just like, I'm crazy Agatha. I'm pulling fire alarms. Where's my sniff? Where's my spray paint? I got a sniff.
Oh, Agatha.
It's been a long day.
It sure has. It sure has.
But everything you're saying is not incorrect.
It just sounds crazy Agatha. She then descends the stairway purposefully before the time limit, so she knows she's going into like stasis for a couple hours.
Agatha don't give a fuck.
She's a honey badger.
Don't give a fuck.
Zev is finally able to contact them. They were out of range for a moment, and even the cameras wouldn't work. Almost like Agatha had a jammer on her or something. She didn't appear in the Pac-Man boss recap, so there's something avoiding her. They go on Odette's show again. Of course, they talk about the video. Carl confirms the video is not real, and if his barn door did swing that way, he would do better than the maestro. They play a clip of it. Carl is nicely endowed and is surprised his feet aren't more prominent. He thinks the AI had something like the AI dungeon had to do with the video, and maybe also with Agatha, because AI hasn't mentioned her. What's up there? After the show ends, Audette says Death Watch is going on hiatus while it restructures. So they cause enough of a stir to, hey, we're pulling the show for a little bit until Megan wants a millionaire it. Carl relays that he gave Mordecai the message and asks what's going on between them. Audette says she puts Morty too hard and he paid for it. And she changes the subject. She confirms that Mongo may not look it now, but will level up to be a Velociraptor. Rawr.
Like Screech.
She gives them advice for their class choices. Get something that can help with mapping the dungeon, and make Donut go first so Carl can match a class, get a class that matches hers. He asks about the Velte Corporation. They're parasitic government, and one's they're supposed to collect on the Borant Corporation's debt. Their dungeons are more androids, so I forgot to look it up, but Starstruck Odyssey, was that the Dimension 20 campaign?
Yes.
More sci-fi based over
Yeah.
Dungeons and Dragons and Orcs.
That was a good one.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's like come back into play, like a futuristic dungeon, but I think I see it. She looks sad as she suggests a certain class selection offered to someone with high charisma like Donut. But if she picks it, it's gonna make someone angry. Cliffhanger. So yeah, I mentioned there's so much I'm leaving out in terms of like inventory that I'm sure will be relevant again, but we would be here
for as long as the audiobook, probably.
Yeah. So anything I left out was not intentional. If I brought something up that doesn't come back in any way, shape, or form, oh well, suck it up. But also, yeah, please listen to the audiobook.
So good.
The voices are all done by the same person. It's fantastic. It's so funny. So many little references and
you would not believe it, but it's heartwarming as fuck.
Yeah, I mean, Ms. McGim is talking about her husband before she talks about. Oh, she also mentions like, I think I've had too much to drink, or maybe I'm having acid flashbacks.
Yeah, and then there's
because I swear this cat is talking to me.
There's a part where like she's like, dungeon? Is this one of them sex dungeons? I love Mrs. McGibbon.
But she's talking about her husband. It's really sweet. The whole thing with Yolanda, the like bosses, and I mean other people that you feel bad for. We don't know Rebecca W, but if she was like an innocent person just killed by Frank Q, that's tragic.
Oh yeah. Frank Q.
And I've heard clips from future books, and she gets sad, man.
Yeah.
And achievements. I've only read some of the achievements that they get.
New achievement.
Trying to remember something. Oh, you're something about luck, but luck goes both ways, like your mom.
The AI saucy. Gets even better.
I know I said when he crushes the hamster, the dungeon groans. It full on just
it
like
shakes like
yeah,
literally like you don't know what the fuck's happening
because of Carl's naked ass gutsy feet.
Oh my god, wait until you get to the Gate of the Feral Gods. That book is fucking feral.
Like the gods.
Oh, you're gonna be doing this book? Are you doing the Feral Gods or am I doing the Feral Gods?
Is that 5?
You got this book, Doomsday Scenarios, what I'm doing next. Book
Anarchist Cookbook.
3. Is that the cookbook? Is the third one?
I think so.
Or is it the fourth one?
Feral Gods is 4th.
4th? Okay, so I'm doing it. I'm gonna make sure one's extra special for you, Brittney.
Can't wait.
So yeah, we're gonna trade off and we're gonna pass you back and forth.
I like that.
New achievement! Nick sends us out again. Fuck you.
Inappropriate.
Send us out, Nick.
Do I get something? Keep dungeon. Keep dungeon.
Bye!
I was just gonna go, no, you know y'all be loving us yap right here. Bye.
Bye.
Blurp, blurp.
Glurp, glurp, motherfucker.